Choose your own adventure, legal cases. I looked at two cases. The first one was BR versus the Halton District School Board, and the second was CS versus the Halton District School Board. I chose these two cases because they were recent and happened in the region I reside in. The two cases are both to do with children who have special needs. This was important to me because I see how these children can sometimes be put on the back burner in education. Children with special needs need certain supports from teachers and schools so they can be successful and have a fair chance within their own education. And when they are not given that opportunity due to the ignorance of the school, it is their right to fight for the justice they deserve. These two cases were significant to me as an Ontario teacher because it shows the repercussions that could happen if you do not follow correct procedures, especially when dealing with the extremely vulnerable peoples. The OCT protects the students and not the school or teachers, so it is very important to follow protocol so it doesn't come back and affect you as the educator. In both cases, the parents were fighting for the right of their child, and the claims that were made were that they did not receive proper support or training from the school, which they were entitled to. Assessments were not documented properly, which affected the programs offered to the students, and resources were not properly administered. In one case, the file was closed and they did not reach an agreement due to the lack of information and because they cannot base a case on the lack of trust or communication. The second case, the tribunal granted the appellant's requests. It was in accordance to subsection 57(5) of the Education Act. The tribunal's orders were made in the interest of the student, granting the student's assessments to be done properly and all absences to be compelled. In the case that was not closed, the student will be granted a fair education with the opportunity to participate in an appropriate special education program at the earliest opportunity. Both cases were extremely close, but the case between BR and the Halton District School Board had more evidence that led to their final decision. The case with CS versus the Halton District School Board was basing their case on what they thought without having relevant evidence to support them, which got their case closed and no decision was made in their favor. As a school or as a teacher, it is very important to keep documentation and records so nothing can come back to you. When the correct protocol is followed, a teacher or school will not be found guilty or at fault. The Law Society regulates Ontario's legal professionals in the public's interest. These legislations are passed by the Ontario government, regulating their conduct, competencies, and capacities. Knowing the rules and regulations is important for teachers, so proper procedures can be followed, and making it hard for parents to win in the courts if a situation was ever led there. Being aware and following the rules is critical for a teacher. This assignment has definitely opened my eyes and shown me a lot about how the public is protected versus how teachers are protected, and the public will always be number one. So it is extremely important as an educator to be able to know what you're talking about, have the evidence to support your word, and to always document and follow the rules. Thank you.